Hello and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for May 23rd to the 30th, 2025. I invite you all to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. With each breath, dropping further into that beautiful body. With each breath coming into deeper sink. And I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment, knowing that this tree root is not only anchoring you and allowing you to be fully here now, but it is also a conduit through which anything that no longer serves you can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with all of your children, co-creating this reading of the week for May 23rd to 30th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we all most need to receive right now, both personally and collectively, for our highest and greatest good, and in service to the highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those here with me to be present, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be here with us, supporting us, and allowing us to be at our best so we can co-create magnificently for our good, the good of all those whose lives we touch, and the good of this beautiful planet we call home. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us across time and space. Wherever you are now held in this circle of love and light, healing, transformation, insight, peace. Whatever is uppermost in our hearts, it is being held here in a beautiful way, and you will receive what you need for your good. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match the frequencies and intentions that we have laid out here is welcome to go now. Onwards and upwards. Let's do this reading. Okay, Creator, what is it that we need to know this week for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good, so that we may be easily aligned with our highest and greatest good and bring that through into the world in service to more love, more life, more joy, more ease, more flow, to facilitate the transformation that is underway on this planet for our good and the good of everyone whose life we touch. Okay, here we go. What do we need to know, please, for this week of May 23rd to the 30th, 2025? Okay. Starting with the Tower, our old friend, the Tower. The Tower is a major arcana and represents what happens when the lightning of truth hits a structure that is out of integrity. We have all this going on around us right now. We have this going on in our personal lives, in our collective field. Things that are out of integrity are being knocked to their foundation so they can be built again from the ground up in a manner that is honorable, intentional, congruent, loving, kind, clean, clear, align with the highest and greatest good. That's the energy that's on the planet right now, and it's what we're living through. This is where we're coming from. We've been experiencing this. We know what this feels like. We've been having these tower moments in our personal lives and in our collective human field. We know that this is what is going on. The old kitchen has to be ripped out before the new one can be installed, and it is really discombobulating and uncomfortable, and it's putting us face to face with our stuff. And those of you who follow astrology know that our Saturn is going into Aries, which is really, really a powerful time. And I'll encourage you to go and look at Pam Gregory's video on that, because it just helps us to understand that it's not just us. These are influences. What I love about astrology is it's a guide to the planetary influences, because we are electromagnetic beings. We live on a planet. We're surrounded by planets. We have a wonderful sun. All of these exert an influence on us. Maybe we don't entirely understand it, but there is something there. And when we have an understanding of that underlying field that we are operating within, it can just help us to feel a little more relaxed and a little more at ease, because we realize I'm going through it. Other people are going through it. It's what the planet is doing right now. It's the region we're moving through in our space and time, and it's okay. And we can learn to adjust and adapt and trust and flow a little bit more. And I recommend the work of Pam Gregory. She's a very intentional, deliberate, high vibe individual who presents the astrology. She's a master astrologer, but she presents it in a way that is life-giving, not fearful and undermining of our autonomy and our decisions and our choice, because we are the drivers of our bus. So she does astrology the way I like to do tarot. This is about you taking your power, becoming stronger, more resilient and empowered so that you can do what you are here to do, what you came to express and to be, that beautiful spirit that you are. So back to this. Tarot, the Tower. So we're coming from this energy. We're experiencing these tumultuous falling down, but we can come back to the comfort of knowing that things are falling away that were out of integrity to begin with. Whether that's a relationship or a career or a structure, an institution in our countries, in the world, these things need to be cleaned up because we're evolving. The planet is changing. And all of those structures that we've put in place, all of those agreements need to be re-examined from that different place. And we're in a process of becoming. We have not yet arrived, and it's okay. We don't have to have it all figured out. But what is important is that we do our best right here, right now, and get into a space of trust. Trust the energy, trust the flow. We may not have the answers, but the answers are coming. We are co-creating, we are evolving, we are becoming all that we're here to be. We're learning to follow our yes. And when we do that, we become the cooperative co-components to the resolution of the things that we need, bringing through the solutions. But it starts with this uncomfortable energy. So once again, the tower is often portrayed with lightning from the sky striking the tower down to its foundations, but always understanding that that is the lightning of truth that is striking the tower and bringing it to its foundations. It is in service to our good. However discombobulating and uncomfortable, it is for us. And then when that tower is down, we have the opportunity to rebuild it with integrity, with intention, in a manner that is congruent and aligned with our highest and greatest good. So from this energy of past that we are needing to pull from our past into our present, this understanding, this grasp, this sort of way of being, we come to the card of indecision, the Eight of Swords, and we've had this one recently as well. And what this tells us is if we don't know what to do, it's not time to do anything. Okay, I take it back, not anything. We need to focus on what we need to focus on. So the symbolism of the year, we have these swords, and swords is the suit of air. It's ideas and action. The name of the card is indecision. It's the Eight of Swords. The swords are coming in, but she's not waving her sword around wildly. She's ready. She's ready to be ready. She's got her sword out. She's still. She's focused. She's present. And she's receiving a download of information to her crown chakra. She is receiving the guidance that she needs. She's not wasting her energy futilely, striking out at whatever this incoming energy is. And we all have a lot of this kind of energy in our field right now. We don't necessarily need to engage with it. We don't necessarily need to spar with it. We don't necessarily need to participate with it. And that will help us to conserve our energy for what is important right now, which is to line up with the broader, wiser part of us, our connection to source energy, so that we are as clean and clear as we possibly can, so that we can bring through what we need to bring through and take action when the time is right. So, things falling down, not knowing necessarily what's happening next, but we have getting into that energy of trust, the feeling of just allowing everything to unfold the way it needs to because it is for us. And then in the present, there's this quality of be still, go to God, get within, be peaceful. Notice maybe what's in your field, but also realize that you don't have to engage with all of it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of shenanigans going on with this energy. And we will all respond as we need to when we tune in. So that's the invitation from this card. The near future card, the Fool. I love how the Fool keeps circulating through our readings, reminding us it doesn't have to be as serious as we make it, that life can be joyful, it can be simple, it can be beautiful, and we can simply follow the calling and the energy and the joy of our hearts towards what brings us to greater fulfillment. That is the energy of the yes that we've talked about week after week after week, and it is the energy of being here in a human body. We have the opportunity to experience delight and wonder and curiosity and fun and pleasure. All of these things are very important. We didn't come to be in human bodies to suffer. I know that that's the philosophy of some organizations and some individuals, that it's all about the suffering, but it's not. It's about the celebration. Everything, whether we're incarnated in human form or some other form, or we're in between forms, whatever that is, and I don't know what your beliefs are, but this is mine. It's all about the experience. And we, as the powerful creators that we are, get to make of it what we choose. It's rare and it's precious to be in human form at this time in that beautiful body of yours. Enjoy it. Find the ways to savor it. There is a lot of kookiness in the world, and we could be completely distracted by it and pulled off our center and upset and running around like chickens with our heads cut off. But it does not serve the opportunity that we have to be in deep enjoyment of this earthly experience. So the Fool, this near future, is reminding us we're here to have this adventure and to do it in a heartfelt, congruent way for us. The Fool has woken up and it's a beautiful day. The Fool has gathered up their belongings and they've stepped out into the day, that beautiful morning, ready to just celebrate and engage with whatever comes their way as they move through life. And that's the energy that this card is inviting us to. As we center and ground and connect to the broader, wiser part of us, let us move forward from this joyful, celebratory, curious, wonder-filled, open space. Let's invite the joy. Let's invite the pleasure. Let's invite the delight. How is life going to surprise and delight me today? I can't wait to find out. If we wake up and say that every morning, well, life can't help but send us things to be delighted by. We know that that's how life works. It matches our resonant tone. So if we're into suffering, we will find more things to suffer about and suffer at. And why? That's just how it works. Energy is resonant. Our energetic set point is what pulls things towards us. And so if we're into suffering and if we're into being a victim and if we're into that, and I don't want to undermine anybody's experience, please don't misunderstand me, but understand that your resonance is what's pulling your experience towards you. So how do you shift that if you are in that state? Look for the good. The easiest, simplest thing is to go to gratitude. Go to gratitude, understanding that everything is for us. And we're in the driver's seat of our lives. And if we can shift just a little bit, our whole trajectory changes. And that is hugely powerful. And so that practice of gratitude, as simple as taking a nice deep breath, coming home to those beautiful bodies, these amazing human bodies, and noticing and appreciating something in our field. Appreciating whether that's a person, whether that's a beautiful flower, whether that's one of these incredible crystals or stones that surround us, a shell, getting into wonder, getting into the pleasure of life, letting ourselves experience gratitude and appreciation for it. And then just stay there if you can, as much as possible. There's nothing like gratitude to shift us out into an expanded space. And when we're in that resonance of, I love this, I'm so grateful for this, it moves me so much, thank you. You know what? Life likes to send us more to be grateful for. So I would encourage you, if you happen to be stuck in a place of overwhelm and victimhood and feeling at the effect of, shift into gratitude. 3 things right now that you're grateful for. It will help to move you in the direction of what it is that you would actually prefer to be feeling. If it is gratitude that you want, if you're happy being a victim, then fill your boots, babe. Keep going. But I just suggest there's other things that we could get on with, which are far, far more interesting and satisfying and joyful. And yes, life is hard and it's for us. and the hard contrast that we experience makes us appreciate and see and value the other things. We know what we want when we've gone through what we don't want. It's all for us. It's beautifully designed, beyond our comprehension as humanity, but it is all for us. Okay, and we have the Hanged Man. So 3 major arcanas this week around this card of indecision, of getting centered, of being turned inward in the midst of the chaos. The Hanged Man isn't hanging from a noose around the neck. The Hanged Man is hanging from his bootstraps. He has deliberately tied himself to the tree of life, so he is hanging upside down. And this is providing him with a new perspective, as well as a lot of blood rushing to the head, which often provides new insights. So think about a little kid who sticks their head between their legs and gets such a charge out of looking at the world from that fresh perspective. This is what this card is all about. We, you and I, deliberately choosing to look at our circumstances and our experience from a fresh perspective. This is why we're having the reading this week. This is what we're being called to in the energy this week. How can we have a new perspective? So a little bit like we were just saying about being deliberate, about looking for gratitude and going to that space. That would be one way of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and doing something different. Because, of course, the definition of an insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And humanity has been doing that. And we do it as individuals because, well, yeah, we're human too. And we do kooky things. But it's okay. When we are aware that we've done those kooky things, we can always change it. That's this beautiful thing about awareness, being here now, experiencing life more fully. So this card of the Hanged Man, of giving ourselves permission and even encouraging ourselves to pull ourselves up our bootstraps, to give ourselves a fresh perspective. For some people, that's going away on retreat. Sometimes it's reading a book. Sometimes it's watching a video. Sometimes it's just talking to someone about what's really going on for us. And the reframe that can then come in as a result of that search, that deliberate calling in of that new perspective. And you know what's amazing is that it never fails. When we ask for help, it always shows up. We may not be conscious enough or deliberate enough to notice it, and we might have 3 or 4 or 5 different opportunities of help come towards us before we finally figure it out and we finally distinguish it. But life is always there to meet us. It is always responding to us. We are always dancing with life. Conscious or unconscious, it's up to us. But it's powerful. And when we ask for help, we always get what we need. And the more we distinguish it, the more we live this, the clearer it gets, the more we realize it, the more we can rely on it, and the more we flow in life. It's a very, very pleasurable and interesting, joyful experience. So this card, 3 major arcanas, big soul growth week, which would make sense with Saturn going into Aries. That's going to be a very strong energy. And it's going to change who we are and how we're being. And big influences. And how are we going to respond to that energy? How are we going to use it in our experience so that we can be more of what we want to be and bring through more of what we want to bring through? It is all for us. It's good for us, and it's taking us where we want to go. Even if we don't know what that is, it's taking us towards something that is surprising and delightful and full of sunshine and wonder and curiosity and delight. And yes, life can be hard, please. I know it can be hard. And if you're there, I'm sorry, and my heart is with you. And I invite you to go to gratitude. Go to that place inside you where you know that life is for you, even a little bit, because we're surrounded by blessings. And when we count those blessings, life gets excited and says, let me send you some more. And so with that, let's pull our card to grow on, shall we? It's a beautiful reading. Tower, things falling away that no longer serve us. Challenging, yes, but for us. Pausing in the midst of decision making, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of everything coming at us. Pausing, getting centered, getting grounded, coming home to ourselves and receiving the download of wisdom. Allowing ourselves to connect to the broader, wiser part of us. Connecting to Source, connecting to God, whatever you call it. Going to that place of home. And from that place, we can then relax and set out on the adventure and the journey with an open heart, full of excitement, willing to be surprised and delighted by life. And then this card, how the foundation, why we're having the reading this week, this desire to have a new perspective, see things from in a new way that helps us to be different, that helps us to change our lives and to be a different clearing on the planet. But doing it ourselves. No cosmic 2x4 here. This is about us choosing a different perspective, choosing to look at things from a new angle. Maybe it's as simple as standing there with our head between our legs for a minute or two. We're doing headstands. And so let's see how we can summarize this reading today. So what is it, Creator? If we're going to summarize this beautiful energy, this information that we've received for our good this week, so that we can carry the image in our consciousness, in our hearts as we move through this week, if there's some other way of anchoring this in our field a little bit more, so we can have more ease, more flow, more insight, more wisdom, more happiness. Why not? More enjoyment. What is our card to grow on, please, this week for our highest and greatest good? And the lovely card of generosity, Six of Pentacles. This one's been visiting us quite a bit of late. And this is an earth element card. And the earth element is a reminder of all the good things that make this life amazing to experience. And generosity is the energy of sharing our blessings, sharing our gifts in a right way, not so that you're drained, not so that you have nothing left. That's not what this is about. It's generosity with self first, and then we flow the generosity out into the world when our cup is full. So this is our card to grow on this week, this energy of generosity, giving ourselves the gift of stopping and smelling the roses and enjoying the beauty and being in a state of appreciation and gratitude. And then when we're in that glorious, expansive state, we can flow that energy out into others and out into the world as well. And so it's a beautiful card for our highest and greatest good. So we'll take that, generous to self and generous to others. And we'll wrap up the reading. I invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath with me. Pulling in the wisdom and the information with every breath. Allowing the cells to understand and grasp and hold it for our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch, so that we are reminded in those salient moments when we need reminding of how to be in a better way and how to hold this goodness, this love, this life, this energy, our yes, and be a clearing for more yes on the planet. For our good and the good of everyone whose life we touch and the good of this beautiful planet. Creator, thank you for once again for this opportunity to come together and do this work together. Alone in our little world and yet connected across time and space. Just ask for blessings on each and every individual who has added their energy to us this week. Now and those watching in the future, you are all part of it. There is no time on the spirit level. And I'm grateful that we are able to do this good work together and support each other as we move through life and call in the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible, that we came to co-create. I also want to thank all those who helped to hold this space today, our guardians, our guides, our angels, whatever you connect with, ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, all those we love who've come before, and all those, our family of frequency. Thank you. This reading is at an end, and so it is. I wish you a beautiful week. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, the information is down below, and I will see you next Friday. Much love and light. Bye for now.